welcome back to Naledi's World. I am Naledi. So throughout my medical school career, being a med student, there are a few things that I've learned that I feel are important to maintaining a healthy life, and I'm going to be sharing some of those with you. I hope you find that interesting and that you incorporate some of these things into your daily lives. It doesn't have to be overnight, but I think just doing a little bit a day is going to add up to make a huge difference in the future. You might not see the difference immediately, but your body will thank you in the future. Okay, first off, smoking, drinking, alcohol, drugs in general. The thing about smoking cigarettes is that cigarettes are literally made to destroy your lungs. Like, it's perfectly designed to destroy your lungs. And it's obvious, everyone knows that smoking is bad for you, but not everyone believes that, I think. But I've seen, like, in hospital how people's lungs really just, fail them, and it's very sad when a person has gotten to a point where they literally can't breathe, because by then, like, yes, stopping to smoke, it will help, but it's kind of too late. The damage is already done. So just don't start it, don't smoke, don't do cigarettes, don't do herb, don't do none of those things, because as soon as you start doing it once, it's going to add up. Like, you're going to do it once, and then you're going to find it not harmful, and then you're going to do it again, and it's just going to spiral out of control. Okay, just a disclaimer, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I've never done any of these things, like, I've never smoked, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that I've learned that it's best to just not do these things. It's best to just not even start, so that you don't have to get to a point where you have to stop. So don't smoke, just don't do it. With alcohol, South Africans have a really bad relationship with alcohol, and it seems like it's normal. Excessive drinking is normalized in this country, and it's really, really bad, because alcohol has a really bad effect on a whole range, all of your organs, in some way or another. It's okay, to have a drink or two. The American something society suggests that a man has 2 drinks a night and then a woman 1, just to minimize the bad effects of alcohol. But we like drinking, until you pass out and things like that, and you don't think that it has a negative effect on you, but doing that consecutively or a lot of times over time is going to, everything adds up, and then it'll have an effect on you, but in a way that you wouldn't expect, because everyone just thinks the alcohol will just affect, your liver or something, but then you'll have something wrong with your brain, only to find that it was from alcohol abuse. So it's very important to, yes, we can all drink, but just do it in moderation. You don't have to be in competition with someone, or just drink your sorrows away or something. It never works. And then with illicit drugs, like, we all get to a point where you want to experiment and whatever. And the thing with experimenting, there are some drugs that you'll take once and then you're hooked, and you'll never know if you are that person who that will happen to. But it's just best to don't even do it. Just leave it alone. Just walk away, just leave it alone. And then number 2, so that was my first point. Number 2, we have healthy eating. I've only come to realize how important the food that I eat is this year. I usually only ate just to fill my stomach, or just because I'm hungry, and to get energy. But now I've started thinking of eating as putting something into my body, you know what I mean, and having it become part of my body, and wanting for whatever that I put into my body to do something positive inside my body, not just to take space. I don't want food that's just going to make me feel full. I want food that's going to give me nutrition, food that's going to build my muscles, or make sure that my brain is healthy, my skin is healthy, my blood circulation is great, just have good effects on my body and my organs, my overall being. And I think that's something that we should all develop, having a relationship with our food that is just beyond eating and getting full, but about nutrition and making sure that you're putting the right stuff into your body, using the food as medicine, if instead of just eating whatever, because the food that we eat really does have an impact on our bodies. I think I'll make a separate video about that, so we can, because there's a lot of information that we don't know about food and the power of food, and I think it's important that people know that. Healthy eating, that's number 2. Then number 3, we have exercise. I'm not a person who's into exercise, like I've never been into exercise, but once I learned about the benefits of exercising, I was like, okay, you know what, this is something that I should maybe get into, because when you exercise, number 1, it releases certain hormones from your in your brain that make you feel good. You feel good about yourself, your mood gets lifted, your bones get stronger, your muscles start moving around. The most important thing for me about exercise is the fact that it works out your heart, and it's so important to have a healthy heart, because if your heart is like weak, it's going to be very difficult for it to pump out more blood when you need more blood. But if it's used to going at a fast pace, and pumping hard, then it's easier. Like when I would tell people, when COVID broke out and whatever, I was like, start exercising so that your heart is used to working hard, because when you get COVID, there will come a point where your body is going to require a lot of oxygen, like to stay healthy or to fight the infection or whatever, and your heart is going to have to work hard. So if it's not used to doing that, like, it's going to be a shocker for it, and it's not going to be able to do it effectively. But if it's an everyday thing where it's like, okay, this is like jogging, so it'll just switch into that mode easily, and then you are able to fight off diseases and whatever. But I'm not saying that is the only thing that is required, or I'm not saying that's the main thing to beating an infection, but that's one thing that can help your body, help your body to help you. Okay, and then after that, another point is drinking water. I personally don't like drinking a lot of water, because when I drink a lot of water, then I have to go to the bathroom like 500 times, which is super annoying. But I realized that drinking water is beneficial to my body, so I do it anyway, even though it's annoying, even though I have to carry like this huge ass bottle with me wherever I go. But I know that my body water makes up a huge part of my body. So if I'm not drinking water, then where's my body gonna get the water from? It just makes sense. And water is good for your skin. It's good for, I personally usually get migraines, and my grandmother always say whenever I get a headache, she's just like, drink water. So that's also something that I'm trying to incorporate into my daily living, just making sure that I drink a whole lot of water, just enjoy, because water is life. Another thing that we should totally take care of if we want to be living a healthy life is our mental health, which is something that a lot of people don't even give 2 seconds of thought to. But it's important to make sure that you give attention to what you are thinking and what you are feeling, and you instead of just disregarding whatever it is you're feeling or thinking, you acknowledge it and you work through it. You know what I mean? You make sure that you surround yourself with people who will motivate you and not break you down, who say things that will build you up. You know what I mean? It's important to make sure that when you are feeling something, you don't just try to block it out. You don't just disregard it. You work through it, and it's different for different people. Some people will want to talk, some people will do art, some people will sing or whatever, but you find whatever it is, like an outlet for you to express what you are feeling, and then you do that. And sometimes you might have to get help from someone in order to work through whatever you are feeling, and there's no shame in that. There is actually absolutely no shame in getting help. And if anyone makes you feel like you getting help is being weak, that person should not be in your life at all, because there's no shame in it at all. Yeah, take care of your mental health and surround yourself with people who will help you take care of it. You know what I mean? Sleep and rest.
Rest before to rest.
It's so important to give your body some time to rest. Because when you are resting, you are able to regenerate, and just when you're sleeping, your body is able to process whatever it is you saw or experienced during the day. If you were studying and then you sleep, your body is able to process the information and integrate it with whatever it is that you already have in your brain. Along with resting, I added in my notes introspection, because it's very important to be aware of who you are in society, in the community, who you are to other people, and how you interact with other people. It's important to know what toxic traits you have and how you are going to fix that, because we all want to be we want to be, what's the word, babe? Like a positive member of society. Everyone wants to be a positive member of society. You wouldn't want to be the person who haufihla to like an event people want to leave. So you need to be aware of what you're doing, and how that can affect other people, and that you can only do when you are sitting down and introspecting and revisiting events and experiences, and instead of being the you in that situation, you look at it from an outsider's perspective, so that you can just get an overall picture and you realize who you are in a situation or whatever. And rest, resting is important for the brain, it's important for your heart, it's important for everything, every part of your body, for your digestive system. It's just important for you to rest and take time to gain your strength back, refill your cup, because if your cup is empty, you cannot pour out anything to anyone else, anyone you love, anyone you can't. And with that, I think resting is a form of self-love, which is my next point. It's so important to be, number one, be aware of the relationship that you have with yourself, what you say to yourself, when something happens. It happens very automatically and you might not even notice it, but it's important that is why it's important to be present and to be aware, so that if this happens, this is what my brain says to myself, and try to make changes to how the conversation that you have with yourself and the words that you say to yourself. You should try to always say things that are motivational, things that are filled with love. I remember it was like a trend, love languages. Some people like gifts, some people like touch, some people whatever, and it was always about you telling your partner what your love language is and then expecting that from your partner. But instead, it should also be a thing of you knowing and realizing that this is my love language. I like getting gifts, so I will get myself gifts so that I know that I love myself. You know what I mean? you do things for yourself to let you know that I love you and I'm here for you, you know. And I think loving yourself is not just about what you do for yourself, but also the people that you allow in your space. If you know that being in this person's presence makes you feel away, you know, you should be able to love yourself enough to take yourself out of that situation, or confront the person and fix it. You know, loving yourself means putting yourself first. Loving yourself means doing what is best for you, regardless of how it'll affect other people. I'm not saying just, you know, be rude or whatever, but, you know, you need to consider yourself. There's a quote that I really liked that I put on my Instagram, which said, you owe yourself the love that you so willingly give to other people. So it's important that for the advice that you give to someone else in a certain situation, you should also, you know, take that advice if you are in a similar situation that is bad for you or whatever. And also with loving yourself is listening to your body. When you need to sleep, sleep. When you need to scream, scream. You know, when it's time for you to I don't know, you know, just listen to your body. When you're hungry, eat food, don't drink juice. You know what I mean? Just listen to your body and give your body what it needs. That is also part of loving yourself. When you are craving chocolate and you are on a diet, give yourself the chocolate. You know what I mean? It's not to say that that chocolate is going to completely throw you off unless you buy chocolate and a pizza and a hamburger, you know, and just be kind to yourself. You know what I mean? Give yourself that grace, that bit of grace that you know, that you give other people. That friend that is always saying, making comments, and you are just like, it's that person, it's that person. Give yourself that grace. You know what I mean? Okay, and the last point, something that all of us took from 2020 definitely is hygiene. Hygiene, just, I think hygiene also goes with hand in hand with loving yourself. You know, wanting to keep yourself clean, your space clean, just hygiene. You get what I mean? I don't think there's anything else I need to say with regards to hygiene. Just keep, I think also your energies, keep that also clean. You know, make sure that you emit positive vibes, you know, and the people that are in your space should also complement that. Don't allow dark people into your circle, because that's only going to tarnish what you're trying to do. So keep everything clean, keep everything light, you know, and go with the flow of life. Don't be so rigid in your plans and your dreams and whatever. I'm not saying don't have that, but have it with the knowledge that life happens, you know, and your plan might not be the grand plan. You know, the grand plan might be better than what you're trying to do, or what you're trying to do is not going to necessarily lead you to where you're trying to go. So you need to allow the universe or God or the high being, whatever, to lead you in the path that will get you to where you want to be, because maybe what you're trying to do is not going to get there. Okay, yeah, so those are the things that I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you guys found that interesting. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Leave me some comments in the comment section. Let's talk about whatever it is you guys want to talk about, and take care of yourself in 2021. It's a new year, it's a new opportunity. Go for those goals, you know, everything that you have set your mind to, go for it. Don't allow anything or anyone to hold you back. You are capable. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.